Someone mentioned that they are noticing how much the meditation is transforming their daily life, that they are starting to see the results in everyday life. More patience, more kindness, more generous, more easygoing, more calm, less reactive. These are just to name a few. They asked, how is this happening? And I think it's pointless to talk about how it's happening. Just be happy with that transformation. It's proof. It's experiential proof. See, a lot of people, they kind of have their ideas about meditation. There's a lot of resistance. Well, you want me to just sit and do nothing, close my eyes. So there's a lot of this resistance to even trying. Some try it once. Nothing happens, so they don't try it again. You could say there's this period of time. Give it 2 weeks, give it 3 weeks. And at first, these changes aren't really noticeable. And then one day, it's like a situation happens, or perhaps you meet old friends, or something happens at the office, and you have that realization. Wow. You kind of say something like, the old me would have been so reactive, or the old me would have been so angry, or so triggered, or would have just lost my cool, or the old me wouldn't be so generous. The old me was stingy. The old me was so impatient. So you're starting to see these apparent changes. That it starts seeming like the person is being transformed. And that's good. It's very transformative. And when you think that you're transforming, it's as if you're just becoming more and more of yourself. You're just becoming more and more of your true nature. But you are already your true nature. So it's more of a cleansing of what's unnatural. A lot of this conditioning that has been added is being removed. The conditioning of the mind. A lot of this conditioning is, in a way, being cleansed, melted away. This meditation is melting the mind. This meditation is cleansing the mind, purifying the mind. It's like the mind is stained, some sort of paint spilled on this white rag, white cloth. So there's a stain, and it's as if you're just dipping that rag in just clean water. Every time you dip it in the clean water, there's a little bit less of the stain. Every time you take it out, less of that paint is on the rag. So meditation is kind of like dipping that rag, that stained rag, in the clean water. Every time the rag is dipped into the water, the water's always clean. It's not like it's going into dirty water. So it's always coming out just a little cleaner. So in a way, that's kind of what's happening. Before meditation, the mind was nasty, right? And after every meditation, it's coming out just a little sweeter. And at first, you're not aware of that sweetness. The mind is bitter. This resentment, this grudge, this injustice, it's very bitter. But after every meditation, it's losing its bitterness. So you might not notice the sweetness in those first 2 to 3 weeks. But it's as if you are noticing, I'm less bitter. It might not be sweet, but I'm less bitter. It's as if you're sinking the mind into the heart. And after every meditation, the mind comes out of the heart, and it's just a little bit more pure, a little cleaner. So it's not an overnight fix. A lot of people think that, I'm just going to meditate and tomorrow I'll be transformed. It's not like that. And like I said, it's that first, like anything, you start going to the gym. Well, just because you go to the gym doesn't mean next week you start seeing those results. But there is a time where then you do notice those results. And it's almost shocking to see the before pictures, you could say. That's when then you have that contrast. And it's with that contrast that then there's that appreciation. Like I said, that situation happens. Someone cuts you off in traffic. And it's like nothing moves in you. Whoa. You're like, maybe you don't notice it, but someone else kind of notices it. Maybe your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your friend, someone in the passenger seat kind of looked like, whoa, you didn't react. You didn't honk your horn. You didn't, give the person a middle finger and swear out the window. It's like this, almost like something didn't move. Something that's used to moving didn't move. You kept your cool. Your kids were going crazy at home. And it's like, you kept your cool with the kids. Kept your composure. You didn't add to the craziness. Something happens at work or in your business, and you're not in the frenzy like everybody else in this frenzy, this panic, this hysteria. So these changes are very subtle at the start. They're very much like undetected, unnoticeable. But there's this point where it becomes obvious. And that's when you say something like, I'm really seeing the benefits of this meditation that I've been practicing. And that's almost motivation to continue, because you're noticing the effect on your everyday life. You're a better parent, you're a better coworker, you're a better business owner, in a way that's not what you're used to, in the sense that you're not working hard to be a better parent. It's not like you're reading a bunch of books how to be a better parent. You're being a better business owner, but you're not like reading a bunch of books how to be a better business owner. You start noticing that even things are changing, such as how relaxed you are, how playful you are, how adventurous you are, how creative you are. You start noticing this is also a change. This is something new. I'm really more adventurous with perhaps eating, trying new foods, exploring new cuisines, perhaps cooking for once. Or this creativity, something has sparked in your heart. You want to pick up a instrument, try painting, perhaps start a garden. There may be a new appreciation for nature, being outside more, putting your feet on the ground, listening to the birds, feeling the sun on your skin. You just start noticing that, whoa, this is a little different, because I wasn't like this before. But this is starting to feel more like me. It's very paradoxical to talk about, because you feel like there's this radical transformation happening. Yet it's so subtle. You feel like it's life-changing. Yet from the outside, it may look like nothing's really changing. Same life. You got your 2 kids, or your girlfriend, or your husband, but it's changing. Your relationship to all of this is changing. There's an inner transformation that's taking place. And at first, it's as if you're the only one that knows about it. But as this meditation practice continues, it becomes obvious to even your loved ones, your family members, your coworkers, that they even start noticing. Not because you're trying to show off how calm and cool you are, but it's as if they are smelling that perfume. they're getting a taste of that sweetness. See, as that practice continues, that cloth is coming out cleaner and cleaner. There's less of that stain. The mind was bitter. Now there's this sweetness. Stinky mind that's being cleaned. But now it's like there's this natural perfume. It smells good. That's what others are perceiving. There's this kind of nice smell. Now we're just using it symbolically. It's not an actual smell. But it's this perfume of peace, perhaps. It's this playfulness, being carefree, being relaxed, being calm. Or being alive, being inspiring. Laughing. A sense of humor. This adventurous spirit. There's so many changes. And all of these changes, they just feel so natural to you. You would say at the time that there's this inner transformation, but it's as if you're only transforming into more of yourself. Oh, I'm becoming so much more peaceful, and I'm becoming so much more generous and kind and happier and loving and free and creative and fun, and all of these things you would say, but it's as if you're only saying, I'm just becoming more of myself. It's kind of like that rag. It was just the white rag. The paint on it was like this conditioning, like something extra. It was the add-on. So it's more of a removal process. That every time the rag is being dipped into the clean water and you pull the rag out, there's just less of that extra. So this meditation is not making you extra ordinary, as in extraordinary. It's not making you extraordinary. It's just only making you extra ordinary, meaning extra, more. It's only just making you more ordinary, more of yourself. But like I said, there is this, you could say, this transition period. But it's like that for anything. Going to the gym, starting to cook, riding a bike, driving a car, starting a business. It's like that for anything. It kind of feels like there's this effort being made, that there's still this resistance to it. But it's even that resistance that meditation is melting, dissolving. And really that's what it is this meditation is this, you could say, this process of removing that resistance. And that resistance is really just the resistance of being yourself. That without that resistance, you're just being as you are. But there's a resistance to being as you are. So the meditation is just dissolving that resistance. And every one of these qualities that I'm mentioning, like kindness or generosity or calm and cool and creative, that's just your true nature. You're just naturally like that. It's as if that meditation is just unlocking or unleashing it. But it's always been here. It's always been what you are. It's just covered up by something. There's just this resistance to it. So hopefully this helps. See you in the next one.